Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fridays in 14, the weekly show where we play Final Fantasy XIV on Friday. Last week, we did the Moonfire Fair event, and since then I have achieved all of the ranger poses, and I'm quite happy with that. This week, however, we're going to do something that we have sort of been procrastinating to do. We are going to head into the Palace of the Dead. Now, this week, we're going to be doing floors 1 through 10, but next week, I'm going to be heading in from floor 11 as machinist, or I might do it earlier. I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll see. I might actually record them just early and do it because I really want the weapon, because I'm really close. So we're going to head in. Not going to take long at all. Floors 1 through 10. So the Palace of the Dead is a new type of content that was added in patch 3.35. Yes. It is a deep dungeon. Deep dungeons are procedurally generated. They're not really super... oh god, I hate it already. Then again, it's not like I can pull. So, who cares really? It's level 2. I just have a pet peeve when people pull before the tank, but I understand that these early levels are so easy that you really don't need a tank. You can actually do this with 4 DPS, but it's a deep dungeon. Deep dungeons are procedurally generated dungeons, sort of like a dungeon crawl. You're going through each floor, killing as many enemies as you can to gain experience, and reach the exit to go to the next floor. Along the way, you can pick up different loot and items. And as you can tell, we currently have 2 tanks and one healer and 1 DPS each. That is because the layout for parties in the deep dungeons are not uniform to the standard array that you see in dungeons. Deep dungeons are a little bit easier, in theory, than regular dungeons. And you can do it with 4 DPS. I have done it. It is not super easy, but it can be done. You could potentially do it with 1 person, assuming that you had a plus 30 item. Speaking of which, I'm going to explain the gear. Every now and then you will come across a silver chest. A silver chest has the potential to increase your armor or arm, your weapon, level. If you can get both armor and weapon up to plus 30, you will be able to take the weapon that you are using in the dungeon out of the dungeon. As you can see, I am using a different axe than I was before. And if you are able to take this out of the dungeon, it becomes an item level 235 weapon. So it's quite useful for alternates or even your main if you don't have an item 235 weapon. Like me, because I'm not doing the anima weapon yet, but I will. Anyway, you might notice that we've been picking up gold treasure chests every now and then, and they have pomanders in them. I believe that's exactly how it's pronounced. I looked it up to make sure. It's a pomander. Pomanders are little items that you can throw down that have varying effects. For instance, the Pomander of Fortune increases the chance that enemies on the current floor will drop items more likely. So, if you head into a new floor, you can potentially gain more items the more enemies you defeat. So, For instance, next floor, we could use the Pomander of Sight, which we just picked up, to reveal the entire floor. And I'm going to do the Pomander of Fortune to get that passive increased drop rate for the entire floor before we kill any enemies. So that's pretty much the gist of it. It's kind of like a dungeon crawl for loot. You're trying your best to get as much loot as you can through the silver chests. There's also a chance that you could get a potsherd, I think it's called. I believe I have it in here, right here. The Gelmoran potsherd, or potsherd. It is it's an item that you can trade for various things. One of the things that you can get for 10 potsherds is a new mount. To get potsherds, they have a very, very, very low chance of dropping from bronze chests. But you are guaranteed a potsherd at the end of the current run of Palace of the Dead floors, which is floor 50. So, if you manage to get to floor 50 and defeat the boss, I'm just gonna do that. All right, but if you manage to get to the floor 15, defeat the boss, you do get a potsherd. Yeah, just pull one at a time, please. No? All right. That was a good idea, actually. So she did a thing of witching, a Pomander of Witching, which will... Do I have friggin... I don't have AoEs yet. Which turns all of them into kappas? Or frogs? It's supposed to turn them into different things. This one's a frog. The other ones were actually kappas, which was weird. But it did it. And did I get it? No. So even though I'm a different level, then you can see that I'm actually getting synced. My armor is getting synced. My armor and weapons are getting synced because they're too strong for this floor. So even though I'm above the item level for this floor, there's still a chance that these silver chests can make my armor stronger. They used to have no chance, but recently they made it so they do have a chance. It's a small chance, and it's not like if you're at near the end where floors 40 through 50 will guarantee a change in your Aether Pool armor and weapon. Now it's a chance, so. But oh, you know what? I realized that I have not been I have not had the music on this entire time or anything like that, so I'm gonna have to put in music because I forgot. Oh well. It will be rectified through editing. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. A Pomander of Affluence. Yeah. Number of treasure coffers on the next floor have been increased. We still got 2 of sight? Damn. So, I'm not going to explain what every Pomander can do. Pomander. But, they're important, and you should use them, and people often do not use them because they want to stock them. But you should use them. I had that tank just... or, I guess that was the DPS. That DPS... someone consistently does not go the entire, or goes the exact same way. Everybody goes a different way for some reason. It's so difficult for people to just stick together. And that's usually what kills people. Oh, you didn't get this. Oh, we can't get any more. Wait, was that a safety one? Can you only carry 2 safety? I think you carry 3. Well, alright. Kill this one, and that one's gonna do a thing. Do you ever think that, like, some of the things that this game adds are kind of, like, it feels weird that they would add this kind of content? I wasn't expecting it. I like it. I really like Palace of the Dead. It gives me some Diablo feels of dungeon crawling and looking for specific loot, you know. I do like it for that reason, but I feel like it's really strange that they would add this. To me, it just feels, where the frig is, oh. There we go. As you can tell, the experience gain in Palace of the Dead is much greater than that outside of the dungeon. Now, I didn't even get to hit it. Is that a silver? The experience gain is separate from the outside world, in case you couldn't tell. Levels in here do not match the levels you get outside, and you do not necessarily... Oh. Well. That was a bronze. Bronze can also give you items. And that's that. Alright. We're making good progress. Floors 1 through 10 are very easy. There's no challenge whatsoever. In fact, I would do floors 1 through 20 because this is going to be so short, but I kind of want to keep these in a cohesive, oh god, structure, you know? Yeah. Yay, I can finally use MAME. MAME! Whoa, I almost walked on that trap. Terry O'Carry! Luigi! Musical guest! NSYNC! Alright. Memes! That's what that was. That was memes. Into the cairn of passage. There are 2 cairns on every floor. Oh, why are you doing that? There are 2 cairns on every floor. There's the cairn of return, which can be used to return people from death. And there's the cairn of passage, which will grant you the next floor. Use strength. Whoops. I can't really turn off tanking, so if I end up tanking it more than you, I apologize. Oh, it looks like he's doing good. I don't remember what level Dark Knights get crap at. I haven't done this as Dark Knight. But this is the boss. That was the Palace Death Gaze. Palace Death Gaze is dead. It's easy. We did it. Hooray! Probably the shortest episode of Fridays in 14 yet. But you can be assured that more Palace of the Dead is on the way. And I apologize for the sound. I can't believe I flubbed on that. But I hope you guys are looking forward to another run of Palace of the Dead. And I hope you're... I might actually do it not on Friday because it's just such short content. But we'll see. We'll see. But until then, take care, everybody. I love you. Like my own children. And, you know, like, hey, dude. Stay frosty. Later, adventurers.